everyone, and welcome to episode 52 of the Video Games Ahoy podcast. My name is Jonathan Radford. Today I'm joined by Daf Gape.
Hello.
How is it going, Dav?
It's going good. I love a Thursday.
Just me and you today.
Oh, sad but happy.
To be fair, it's not a bad thing. What mug is that?
Oh, it's my genie mug from when, I don't know if you know, but I worked in Disneyland Paris, so what about this? Yeah.
I remember coming to see you in that, and it was very impressive.
Oh, I think that was the day my voice cracked right at the end, wasn't it?
I don't remember that. I remember it sounding very good. Maybe that was just me, but I remember it sounding very good.
That might have been when and Jordan came to visit, but it was one time, and I was like, oh. No. The one day my voice cracked, but yeah. Anyway,
if you are watching us for the very first time, then hello. We are Video Games Ahoy. We put these podcasts out every Friday now. We used to do them every Saturday morning, and I'm quite enjoying the Friday feel because it just means people set up for the weekend, which is really nice. It's just really cool. You can listen to us via a number of different podcast hosting websites. There's Amazon, there's Google, Spotify, and others. And Deezer.
So and if you are watching live, but you can't watch it live every week, then there are other avenues. Then YouTube as well, of course.
Exactly. YouTube as well. I was just going to say we also put these up on YouTube. Straight after the podcast as well. I can. The best way I can say I started this, I completely forgot to start recording my sound. So I've just been like, click. So it's all fine. It's all good.
But the best thing is I can't record my sound because my laptop's being so weird at the moment. Last time I opened Audacity, my laptop crashed.
Oh, really?
So and it came up with a blue screen of death. So we're just gonna not do it today.
Yeah. We're recording. Thankfully, we're recording on Twitch, so everything is good. But there's just a couple of other things we'll talk about the podcast, and we'll get on some news because it's been a busy week. We've been saying
weird and busy week.
There's been loads of stuff actually because we've been saying recently there's not actually been that much news, but there's definitely a lot of Sony news. But we'll get onto that in a little bit. Just want to say as well, if you want to come and join a Discord. Then we'll put the links in the description and stuff. So if you're listening to us on the podcast after we've recorded live, there'll be links in the description. And see, Dav's amazing. He's just put it up there as well. So join our Discord. There's loads of lovely people there, and we have a Patreon page as well, which I'll talk about at the end. But Dav, should we talk about a little bit of news?
Let's dig in.
Let's dig in. So I think to be honest, I think the biggest thing, and I think some of the biggest news stories this week has actually been to do with Sony, as you can imagine. Yeah. And there's been an announcement today, actually on one of these rumors that's been going around. But we'll talk about that second. The first thing I want to talk about is it's all about legacy content. I think we've mentioned this previously, how good a job Microsoft does, with legacy content, being able to play games backwards compatibility on the new Xbox consoles, whereas PlayStation don't really do a great job of that. And in fact, I think it was last week or the week before, they even said that they're stopping the PlayStation stores on PlayStation 3, PS Vita, and the PSP store as well. But Sony has now actually U-turned on that decision, and they're actually keeping the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita digital stores open. They're not. I don't think they're keeping the PSP. That was
PSP's in the bin.
Yeah, PSP will still be closing on July 2nd, which is fair enough. I mean, the PSP came out around the same time as the DS, so I can kind of understand that one. But it's quite nice, especially the PS Vita store, because for a lot of people, there's so many great games on there you can only get on that store. And this is the same with the PlayStation 3 as well. There's still, my usual go-to one is Metal Gear Solid. I've said this so many times. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid is as soon as they get rid of, I think it's on PS Now. As soon as it's only on there, but the first game isn't on there.
Yeah.
So anyway, our PSP came out when Keeping It Awkward is in high school. So it tells you how that was. So Jim Ryan has actually said, and I'll read what Jim Ryan has said. So he said, recently we notified...
I'm sorry, but it's hard not to say Jim Ryan's name in an Irish accent. Jim Ryan, head of PlayStation.
Recently we notified players the PlayStation Store for PS3 and PS Vita devices was planned to end this summer. Upon further reflection, however, it's clear that we made the wrong decision here. So today I'm happy that we'll be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and PS Vita devices. PSP commerce functionality will retire on July 2nd, 2021 as planned. Dan, do you have any thoughts on this? I mean, I guess.
I think it's really weird that they've turned
Yeah.
turned back on it.
Yeah.
Like I think kill the PS3 store. Like sure, like move your resources somewhere more beneficial. But the problem is the way they've handled their legacy content, which is older games basically, is what legacy content means, is that if you do kill the PS3 store, that you kill a lot of access to a lot of games that you can no longer access in other ways.
Yep. Which
is mad because it's only a console that came out 2 generations ago.
Yeah.
The problem is that now, since sort of the 360 PS3, and to a lesser extent the Wii, to the same extent the Wii actually, to be fair, with these digital stores that you can buy games on, you have to now, as a company, you have to now consider how people are storing the games, where they're getting their games from.
Yep.
Like, this wasn't a problem with PS1, PS2, or original Xbox, or any of the old Nintendo consoles. And, Nintendo aren't the best at doing it. They try their best. I mean, I guess they don't try their best at all. What am I talking about? No. They do something towards it. You can play PS4 games on your PS5. Almost all of them. I don't know. I just think they need to do something to allow PS3 games playable on the PS5. Because it's mad. On PS Now, you can't download any game that's a PS3 game. It's absolutely mad.
I love. I was just going to say that, and I think the point that really drives me mad is just how well Microsoft do. I think that's the thing. Really, is that you can see that it's clearly a choice. It's a choice not to do this. It's a choice to go, well, we're just going to make it more difficult for the people who have all these old games. And I mean, realistically, it's their choice, and they're not doing it. Microsoft have proven that you can do it. It might take time and it might take effort, but you get value from that. People, like, the thing is, you make decisions just to make people stay with you, and it just, I don't know. I mean, we've said recently Microsoft have been like really knocking it out of the park recently with so many decisions, and it just feels like Sony just. I think this is the same thing that happened, maybe not to the same extent when the PlayStation 3 came out, but the PlayStation 2 was such a huge success that they just rested on their laurels, and they got really arrogant with the PlayStation 3. It was so expensive, especially compared to the Xbox 360, and they had to learn from those to obviously do as well as they did with the PlayStation 4. But I don't know, man. I think should we talk about the next topic, or do you have anything else to say on that? Because the next topic kind of. Yeah,
let's keep going.
So speaking about how well Microsoft do in general and how good like stuff like Game Pass is doing. So this is actually a report from VGC's Andy Robinson, which is actually confirmed today. So before today, this was a rumor, and it's actually been confirmed. So a logo was found in on Poland's Sony website, which is basically a new benefit available for a limited time on PlayStation Plus, which is PS Plus Video Pass, which is a trial service which is going to be active. It's actually just been activated today. So this subscription benefit is available to PS Plus users in Poland. Like I said, this is actually being confirmed and is happening now in Poland. So this is interesting because I'm not going to compare it to the way Microsoft dealt with the last generation and how people got really annoyed at the fact that they wanted to make it more of a home service rather than a games console, and PlayStation were like, no, it's a games console. I'm not comparing it to that, because I do think they're two very different things, but I think if this is how they combat Game Pass, I'm not quite sure it's good enough.
So what is it? Video Pass.
So again, because we don't really have much. There's not really much information around it, and it's at this moment in time. Apparently, it's only a trial in Poland, but apparently it's PS Plus Video Pass, and so like obviously the Sony films that they have, they're putting online, and if you're a PS Plus member, you get them to watch them for free. Or I'd say free, but you get to watch them as well, which is nice. It's really nice. It's really lovely. I think it's not so much of an issue. I just don't think it goes far enough. Like if this is what, because I remember a couple of weeks ago Jim Ryan said that
Jim Ryan
he said that they've got something in the works to combat Game Pass. And if this is it, I don't think it goes far enough because
it's a completely different thing, serving different people.
Exactly, and the thing is as well, it's great. Like that's great. That's an extra thing. That's an added thing. That knocking things around on my flat. It's an added thing, and there's some films that I'd want to watch, and I'm not complaining about it from just getting extra stuff, but
sure, from a business side,
yeah. But I want to play more games. That's the thing, really. Like the draw of Game Pass is just so many, sometimes brand new games. Like, and just But Dev, what are your thoughts on this? I know this is a relatively new thing to you. I've been reading the last 2 days, but what do you think?
Well, you're right. It's complicated because more things I can have for my subscription. That's good, but like if you've only got a PS5. You're missing out on a lot of games. You're getting a few exclusive right now, but not too much yet. And, obviously all companies play the long game. But the short game's important.
Yeah.
I think my issue is that Sony, for the last sort of 2 or 3 generations, their message has been about come here for the exclusive Sony fanboy clubs. And we're going to treat you like you're special. And we're going to go, look, only you get this. You've got to be in on Sony to get all this, but only you get this. And it works. People like to feel special. People like to feel treated and stuff.
Yep. But
I think what Xbox have done with the Xbox One, like sort of the Phil Spencer era, basically, is have respected the player.
Yeah.
And I think Sony's sort of like patronizing corporate bullshit needs to alter, or something needs to happen, or it might run dry, and it might. I don't know. I don't think that ethos is 2021. I think it worked for the whole PS4, but I think we're kind of in a different time now. Times are changing; they move quickly, and I think you need to really set the foundations for what the future is going to be, and not try and adjust a slightly flawed system that you've been going with up to this point. I mean, it works. They made a lot of money. They're selling the most consoles.
Yeah.
But
I actually think to be fair to PlayStation, but I think the PS5 is actually the fastest selling console in the UK. In the UK's history, I think it's UK. It might be the US actually, but it's definitely one of the fastest selling consoles in history for one of those 2 countries, which is huge.
Yeah.
But you're totally right. Like Microsoft, like the thing is that. So I give an example. One of my best friends bought a PlayStation 5 and he bought the Xbox Series S. He says that he basically plays most of his games on the Series S. One, he says he likes the user interface more. He says that he prefers it, which is I haven't used my I plan to get one, but he prefers.
I agree completely.
Yeah, and but then he also said that it's just if you get Game Pass. Because there's not really that many exclusives at this moment in time. There are some, obviously, like Spider-Man,
Demon Souls,
and we've got
Sackboy,
Returnal coming out soon as well, and Ratchet and Clank. But like, if none of those, I mean, like for me personally, the only one that really drew me to the PlayStation was Spider-Man and maybe Ratchet and Clank. For now, obviously in the future, I bought it because I knew that I want to play Final Fantasy 16, and I knew that I want to play all these other games. But going back to my friend, he was saying that he's, that's where he plays all his games. It's going to be interesting because the Series S is so cheap as well, and because Game Pass has such good value.
Yeah.
I think it's PlayStation are making a lot of silly mistakes, and then Microsoft are doing really well as well. Not that I think it's a bad thing, and there we are. PS5 fastest selling in US. I think UK was Switch. There we are. So keeping it awkward. The fastest selling in the US, which is, I mean, that's an even bigger deal. Which is incredible.
It makes sense. They're focusing on the US market. I mean, the fact that they, I remember the Action Circle thing. Yeah. Remember that story? How in the UK and US and the Western world, X is confirmed, Circle is back, and in the Japanese market, it was Circle is. It was reversed, and they changed it to conform to the Western side of it, which is mad. It's a Japanese company.
Yeah.
But I think the thing like getting rid of Japan Studio, moving away from first-party sort of B-tier or indie-esque titles, and just focusing on those AAAs is kind of like trying to make them into sort of the Hollywood or the Avengers of the gaming world, and it's you've got Hollywood, a PS5, you've got Netflix, which is Xbox. I think I know which market is on the trending up at the moment.
Yeah.
I wonder if that will replicate in the gaming world.
Well, that's a really good point, because like ultimately Microsoft, they gambled on Game Pass, and it's still a gamble. But I actually saw the figures like 2 days ago. I think someone said that Game Pass has now got 23 million subscribers.
That's mad.
That's more than the GameCube sold. There's more consoles than the GameCube sold, which is incredible. I mean, like I said, when I eventually get a Series S, I'm going to get Game Pass. It would be foolish not to, because there's so many games that I would just play, and I'm not really bothered about 4K that much in the scheme of, if I'm going to play so many games, I have access to so many of them. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is something we've been saying for a while now. I just feel like, if this is, going back to what we were talking about originally, if this is Sony's answer to Game Pass, it might not be, and it just might be another thing. And if it's just another thing, then great. If it is the answer, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's not so much. I don't think it's good enough in an entitled way. I just don't think it's good enough to compete with what Game Pass offers. Personally, that's which is mad.
A step in the right direction. Let's hope that they are quick about making more steps in the right direction.
Yeah, totally, 100%. I think, I don't think there's anything else to add to that. All right, let's move on. We got a couple more stories. So there's going to be a new... Oh, wait, I got something here. I think they realized they didn't make money on indie games. Steam, however, does amazing with indie games, but I feel like someone who uses PC would be more inclined to play indie games. Consoles are more like, how do I put it, run-of-the-mill. That's keeping it awkward.
Game Pass and Nintendo, actually.
Yeah, the Switch, to be fair.
Both are amazing at providing indies with a platform that they can sell. Like, I mean, Nintendo's do dedicated directs just for indie games.
Yeah.
And Game
Pass. I love
Pass,
that as well. The last Nintendo Direct was brilliant.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. And like the Oxenfree 2 announcement, it's like that was a big deal. It felt like a really big deal. Yeah. That wouldn't be a big deal in a Sony State of Play.
Do you think? Well, I guess this is like a wider topic as well. Do you think that like there's a lot of people like, and that's a really good point, like run of the mill in the sense that a lot of people buy consoles basically buy it for FIFA
and COD. Yeah.
So to a lot of people, it is just about the best graphics, which is interesting, because if that's a demographic that's pushing Sony, it is kind of sad, because you get so many interesting games. Like I said in the Indies Direct, there's so many interesting games which are indie developed, and some of the most interesting ones. Senua Sacrifice, right? That's technically an indie game.
That's sort of like B tier.
Yeah, it
double
looks
A,
great.
whatever it's called.
Yeah, it looks great, but it's technically an indie game, and I don't know. Well, hopefully, like we said, Sony will give us something. We'll be like, okay, now there's a competition. Now we can really like try and pick and choose. But yeah, at this moment in time, I think Game Pass is really it's what everyone needs to be aiming for. But let's go to the next story. So the next story is a new IO Interactive studio. So IO Interactive are opening a new studio in Barcelona as part of, and this is a quote from them, so as part of our ambitious...
Oh, wow, do you speak Spanish?
No, I was going to say 9, that's German, so definitely not. As part of our ambitious and exciting plans for expansion over the coming years, the newly established studio will be known as IOI Barcelona and joins IOI Copenhagen and Malmo as well, as the third studio to work with our award-winning proprietary Glacier technology on all ongoing projects and universes, which is Hitman, Project 007, and this is the interesting thing, an unannounced new IP.
Ooh, hello.
Okay, so
hello.
I've been saying if anyone's been listening to the podcast for the last couple of weeks, you'll know full well that all I've been playing is Hitman. So for me, when I saw this news, I was like, well, I want Hitman 4, 5, 6. I want more. But the fact, and I know they're doing Project 007 as well, but the unannounced new IP really, really interests me. I would love to know what that's going to be, but
I reckon it'll be a multiplayer game, like a games as a service kind of thing.
Maybe
to try and like get some ongoing finance in while they develop things like Bond or like whatever the next Hitman's going to be.
Yeah, because I was actually looking through IO Interactive, like a lot of this stuff recently. They only made a profit. They only made their money back on Hitman 2016. I think after about 18 months.
Yeah.
And then with Hitman 2, they made their profit back after I could be wrong, but it's something around like 6 months. And then Hitman 3 was like a week. So, like, because their decision to step away from it was Square Enix, they were, weren't they? They were with Square Enix,
So
their publisher.
yeah, and
They decided
Square Enix still like own the IP, the Hitman IP.
Do they really?
Yeah, they didn't. I thought IO had it, but it's odd. It's odd. Like it's like they have an agreement to both make games in the Hitman universe. Right. So like there's a new Hitman phone game, I think that's Square Enix.
Square Enix, right.
But yeah, so it's a bit cloudy there. But yeah, you're totally right. They were like, you know what? After Hitman 1, you go ahead. You can go and make Hitman games if you want to, but we don't want to fund it. So they went and found a different publisher, I think, for the second one. I don't think they self-published.
I think,
and then maybe they might have done, but I know they did with the third one.
Yeah,
and
100%.
just smashed out the park.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the Bond game. I don't even like the Bond films anymore. But I'm so excited for the Bond film, and new IP is always exciting, especially for a company that they know how to make games.
Yeah, honestly, man. Like I said, the reason why I've not been playing anything else is because I am still enjoying Hitman. Like, I'm on 40 hours in Hitman 3, and I put in 60 hours for Hitman 1 and 2. But I played Hitman 1 and 2 so close together, it was as if I played one game. And the thing that I'm being caught up in, I'll talk about this a little bit later on because I have actually mentioned Hitman so many times, but it's just doing challenges, just going back and going, okay, you have to do this in the level, you've got to do this and you've got to do this, and that's what keeps bring me back. And then like, the thing as well that I've noticed that they do so well is just constantly adding content, adding content all the time. Like I think there's a new level coming out soon. I don't know which a new like challenge coming out soon. I think it's like the politician for Hitman 3. I don't know which level it's for yet, but it's they'll put like this. You've got one chance to kill the politician, whichever level it's on. I just think that's awesome, and yeah, I'm really excited. I think I really have just grown to absolutely love them over the last couple of months, and I'm just super excited to see what they do next. Should we move on, Daph?
Go on.
So we mentioned E3 last week. Square Enix has now confirmed that it'll actually be at E3, which means another one of the big companies, because they actually did
Ubisoft and Square Enix now.
Yes, so I think the only ones that left Sony, PlayStation, and I think
and EA. Neither of them are going, are they?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think they're both kind of done with it anyway, because that's just how they are. But I'm really happy that Square Enix is going to be there. The one thing I will say is I think E3 is like the 10th of June, and Final Fantasy VII Integrate comes out like 2 weeks after. So it is the perfect time to maybe a show off Final Fantasy VII Integrate, and also go now available on Xbox, which surely it's got to be coming. No, they probably have more to show on Final Fantasy 14 and GOW. What's GOW?
God of War.
God of War. Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
They'll do their own state of play in June, I reckon. Just not related to the E3
16.
platform.
Sorry, not 14. I saw.
Yeah.
Sorry, I read it wrong.
And EA always have been doing their own thing for the last few years at the same weekend of EA.
Yeah.
E3. So I think that'll go as usual. So I think I am expecting events from both of them in June.
Yes.
Just not under the E3 banner.
Yeah, I think that's what's kind of already been said about Sony. They'll do something beforehand.
I'm so excited for Nintendo Direct. An E3 Nintendo Direct. They've got nothing announced past July.
No.
I'm so pumped. The hype is unreal right now, and it should be. They haven't done anything to make me hyped, but I'm so hyped.
Well, I think it's a really good point, because like I'm fairly certain that's when they'll do the Zelda anniversary. They'll just keep it for E3 because they're just and maybe like I think personally, if Nintendo do a Zelda anniversary collection or a Zelda couple of games as well as Skyward Sword, and then they go, here's a Metroid 2D game as well for the Switch, I think that's going to satisfy a lot of people. Like, that satisfies me straight away. I'll be like, yep, I'm done. I would love, to be fair, I would love a 2D Zelda game. A new 2D Zelda game. Because the last one we had was Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, like Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, that was that was technically the last new game, even though that was a remake of A Link to the Past. But still new. Every other game recently has been a remake, or, obviously Breath of the Wild, but... Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm really excited Square Enix is there. I can't wait to see more of Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy 16, hopefully. That'd be really cool. And what was that other really cool looking game?
Oh, it's got a name now, and I can't remember
Project
the name, but
Athia?
it was Project
It was
Athia.
Project
But this
Athia.
got they named it, and I can't remember. It's some blasé name, but that's a PS5 exclusive.
There we are. So the new Project Athia, whatever that's called, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask remake. I would die. Keeping it awkward, I would die. I actually replayed both of them recently, and there are some things that could improve on, but still, I grew up on those games. I would love that. I would too. All right, so let's keep moving on. We've got 2 stories left. So Resident Evil Village has announced there was going to be loads of chances to play the demo, particularly on the PS4 and the PS5. If you missed it last weekend, then there's going to be another chance this coming weekend for PlayStation users to try out the Castle demo. For the UK specifically, that'll be Sunday starting at 6 p.m. for 8 hours. I got my timing wrong last week. I thought it was 12 hours. So no. I woke up on on the Monday morning. I was like, oh yeah, I can play it for another whatever. And I was like, oh no, I can't. It's gone. But then everyone will get full access to the demo from May the 1st to May the 2nd, which is I'm gonna try. Did you play the demo last weekend, Dav?
No. I want to play. I don't know about Resident Evil. It's one of those franchises that I love seeing everything about it, and then I just never end up playing any of them.
Yeah.
I want to play Resident Evil 4. That's what I want to do.
They're doing that in VR.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do that because it's on the Oculus Quest 2 and Facebook can go shove up their arsehole. Yep. But yeah, I want to play some Resident Evil 4 before I crack into 7 and 8.
Yeah, I was so tempted to buy Resident Evil 2 because it's on sale for like £12 on the PlayStation Store at the moment. But I bought Alien Isolation, the complete package of Alien Isolation for like £8, and I was like, I'll do that because I've been wanting to stream that. I probably will still buy.
That game is gorgeous.
But what Alien Isolation? Yeah, Lico's like Alien Isolation. Best horror. There we are.
It was so scary. I had to put it down after about 5 or 6 hours of play.
Yeah.
I was stuck under a table for 45 minutes because I just didn't want to get up.
That's hilarious. Well, that's what
it was so terrifying.
That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm hopefully going to try and stream that. I might not be able to stream for a while just because I'm in moving mode and everything's in the way. But
yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. But yeah, going back to Resident Evil, needs a VR version. That would be a good shout.
Oh God, no.
That would be
God,
a good
no,
shout.
never.
Yeah.
Although I'd like to see Zach play that.
Zach still wants to finish Resident Evil 7. So I keep laughing at him and I feel really bad. But it's just it's kind of it's funny, but Zach's gonna get revenge soon because I've been saying this for a while. My brother's giving me his VR headset, so I'm gonna play Resident Evil 7. Maybe not stream it, but I'm definitely gonna play it. So to get something from that. And finally, the last one. This is a really big one. I actually just mentioned this to Dav Weeks because he hadn't downloaded it. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition is free, which is lovely. I can't remember how. May the 14th. So you've got just
3 weeks.
Just around about 3 weeks to claim Horizon Zero Dawn. There's nothing really to add to that. That's, to be fair to PlayStation, that's a great shout. I mean, it's about it is about 4 years old now, but still,
it's smart because Horizon 2 is coming end of the year, early next year, around that time.
Yeah, and let's be honest, that game kind of Horizon Zero Dawn will not really sell for £40 anymore. So they've kind of got the most they're really going to get out of that game. I don't know, obviously they've opened it up to the PC market. A lot of people are still buying on there, but for anyone on the PlayStation, they either would have already bought it, or they're gonna buy it secondhand, or just get it on sale for like £8. So
yeah, well that's the thing. It's on PlayStation now.
Yeah.
But the complete edition isn't. I bought the Frozen Wilds expansion, being like, right, I want to get everything downloaded and ready the day before they announced it. But I was like, within 2 weeks you can get a refund on PlayStation, which is another good thing they have.
Yeah.
So I got the refund, luckily. And then I was like, oh great, I'll just get this. Lico has tried to play it 5 times, just can never get bothered to complete it. But I'm waiting for I reckon they'll be like, and here is a 60 frames per second edition.
Yes. Yeah,
surely before Forbidden West comes out.
It's desperate for it, honestly, because I played it recently and I played it on the PS4, so like it wasn't gonna have a 60 frames per second version on that. But when I played it, I know it sounds weird, but when I've been playing so many games on my PS5 recently at 60 frames per second, you get so used to it that when you play a game at 30 frames per second, it's not an issue, but you just notice it a lot more. And when I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm going, this game is desperate. This game needs a boost because it looks gorgeous, but it can be really choppy on times. I am really looking forward to 2. Dav Weeks actually, because I mentioned it to him just before we started, and Dav Weeks did say that like he also struggled to complete the game. I think he played like Far Cry 5 just before, and he was. To be fair, it's one of those things where, like I said,
back-to-back open world games.
Back-to-back open world games is a bad idea. I did 3 in a row, and by the end of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is the worst one of the 3, I was just like, I'm done. I can't. I know no more games for a while. But that's it. That is the news. We are covered from the news. So we're just gonna. Sadly, there's no quiz today. But so we'll just talk about a couple of cool games. Dab, do you want to go first? Because I'm literally going to talk about Hitman. Or should we do the Hitman conversation first?
Go on, let's go about Hitman.
Okay, let's do Hitman because you've been playing way more games than me. I'm just going to quickly talk about no quiz. Sorry, Liko. Yeah, no quiz.
Go on,
today.
one question. One question.
Okay, what
we'll do spin the wheel. We'll spin the wheel.
Do the spin. Well, okay, maybe what I'll do is if Liko's around, keeping it awkward is around as well. I'll do a couple of questions. We'll do a couple of questions. How about that? But yeah, I just want to quickly talk about Hitman because I know I've already mentioned it straight away, but like I've been, like I said, going back and doing loads of challenges, and the thing that I didn't realize as much until, and I mean this, the last couple of days, is just how much content they've added in. So like, have you played Hokkaido in Hitman 1?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll use that as an example because that's an old game, and that's I've been replaying a lot of the older levels. So with Hokkaido.
Such a good level.
It's a great level. I love that level, and I love the fact you start off with nothing apart from like you can place one item somewhere, but that's it. You've got to do all these really technical things, and that you can't open the doors unless you've got like the key card.
Specific key cards. Yeah.
So like you've got to find the key cards. You've got to do it, and it's really tricky. It's a really tricky level. But I didn't realize that there's added stuff. So they've got the level, but they've just changed it slightly. So one of the levels is, and I just did this literally about an hour ago. So there's a patient who's got it's kind of like perfectly timed, I guess. Patient who's got a disease, and they've cornered off a load of the section where in the game originally that's where they're doing the operation on. So they've obviously got rid of that, but they've kind of in this version they've closed it all off. So it's the same stuff, but it's the same assets and everything, but they've just added different stuff. And you've basically got to kill this person and the other doctor before this person, the person who's infected, goes around and infects more people. But then if they infect someone else, like you get a notice coming through being like, you've got to kill that person. This is a virus that could literally kill everyone like in minutes. Wow. So if that person infects that person and they start walking around, you're in trouble now because that person's people are just infecting everyone around. You're like, right, well, I've either got to I've got to kill this person before then. It only takes about 2 minutes for him to start infecting people. Yeah. It doesn't take long. And I'm not going to spoil too much about like that in itself, but that's kind of the concept of it. And there's other things you can, defeat them in different ways. But I just love that all they've done is just taken the same level, added in maybe I think it's 2 new people. So it wouldn't have taken long for them to design 2 new people and implement them into the game. But you've got a completely new, fresh feeling for the game, and I love that. Honestly, so I've just been going back. So for that level, I've just maxed out Hokkaido to level 20, so mastered level 20, which means now that I can actually take items in. So if I need to complete it, I can actually I can start with all the items. But I just honestly, man, I think this is a really good question. I wouldn't mind actually asking you and the people in chat. I can't remember the last time that I took a risk on a game. Even though I knew that people liked it, I risked playing Hitman because I was like, I've heard people like it. I've never played one before. And just completely fallen in love with it. To the point that every new game that comes out now, I'm gonna buy because I've completely fallen in love with the series. Is there any game like that for you recently where like you've gone, holy shit, anything else they do, I'm gonna buy because this is so good?
Yakuza Like a Dragon.
There we are. Yeah, that's actually a perfect shout.
It's the 7th game 8th game in the franchise. Yeah. And that was my first one, and I just dived in, and oh my gosh, I was rewarded so hard. I love that game so much. It was my game of the year last year. Yeah. It's just incredible.
Lika said, nope, I'm stuck in my ways.
But yeah, oh my gosh, that game is incredible. And I still have it. You can see it, actually, it's here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see it. I'm really enjoying the space in the back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Oh my gosh, yes. You can, Yakuza, that's mine.
Yeah, because no, that's a good show. I honestly like I can't keep talking about Hitman, but I haven't played anything new. Hopefully by next week I would have played a bit of Alien Isolation, so I can talk about something new. But it's completely gripped me, man. Honestly, I think because there's so much variation on each level, every time like the challenges, some of them are so silly. Like in one of them, like I've got to drop an icicle on someone's head to kill them.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. That's Hokkaido as well. And then like another one, you've got to steal. You've basically got to one of the. I think it's the Italian. I can't remember what it's called. It's Cienza. I think it is. In one of them, you've got to like put a little golf ball down. So that
the exploding golf ball.
I showed you guys that one last like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was just laughing so much because it's so silly, but it's brilliant. But yeah, that's enough about me. I'm Hitman'd out for now. Probably till I play it later. But but Dav, what have you been playing? What have you been playing?
I've been playing the Pokemon trading card game online.
That's amazing.
That's
amazing.
So I've started collecting Pokemon cards and opening them on stream and stuff and whatnot. And in each pack comes a code, which gives you an equivalent pack, not of the same cards, but of the same whatever set it's in, to play on the Pokemon trading card game online.
Sure.
And thank you for the follow there, MZA.
Thank you so much. Just saw that. Lovely.
And I'm just having a lot of fun with it because a friend and I have started getting into it. We've got our own decks and stuff that we're going to start playing like face to face. But I thought, right, I've got all these codes, and he gave me all his codes because he wasn't going to have time to play online. So I've just got like loads of cards and just getting to like make your own decks and like go in with like normal decks, just play with people online and just be like, oh, this person's going to annihilate me right now. But then getting the right card and going, oh, actually, if I combine this, I can do this. If I get heads, then it'll allow me to have these 3 cards. Hopefully I'll pull one of these. So I do this, switch that one out, do that attack. Bosh, I win. Like, it's just so rewarding when like things go right. And I find a lot of time with card games, and especially things like deck builders, where you have to pull cards every turn. It's like, if you don't get the right cards, like you're out of luck.
Yeah.
And there is that luck element to it. But I only sort of once or twice, I've probably played about 30 games of it now. Only once or twice do I feel like cheated by the RNG of it all. I'm like, I just didn't get any cards that would be helpful for me with my tactics. And and that's usually when I'm playing with what's called a theme deck, which is a pre-built deck. There you go, play with that. But if you make your own deck, if you don't get the right cards, that's on you because you've not put in enough of a certain thing to increase the chances of those things coming up.
Yeah.
And so like all the tactics that are around it and the sort of the meta game and stuff, I've been watching like professionals play it in tournaments and stuff, getting like really hooked on it. But it's really, really good stuff and it's really enjoyable and it's free. I mean, obviously the cards cost money.
Yeah.
But like to play the game, the online game, it gives you a deck to play with. And then from there you can earn in-game coins and there's no way to buy those coins. You only get them in-game. And with those coins, you can buy new decks, you can buy booster packs and stuff, all on the online version. And like it's a friendly version. Don't have to spend any money on it. Obviously, you can buy the packs in real life, but you get cards. You get Pokemon cards if you buy the packs in real life. It's like amiibos. It's like amiibo. Like you buy an amiibo. Yeah, we get a figurine of Mario. Yeah. That's the best kind of DLC. But I've never been to Vegas, Awkward. I would lose all of my 50p that I have in my savings account if I did go to Vegas. 50p all on black. But yeah.
I would love to go to Vegas, but like you say, you need a lot of money. I would need a lot of money. I would want money to be able to go like all on red, all
big
on black.
spender, baby.
Yeah. But you're saying I actually love the fact you've been doing Pokemon cards.
I've got an Xbox here, a PS5 here, a Switch there, Pokemon cards.
Can I quickly ask? Because how is the Nuzlocke going?
The Nuzlocke? Yeah. Ooh, interesting. Thank you for asking. It's going all right. It's going okay. Mm-hmm. Zach's got his 7th badge now. He's grinding up for his 8th badge.
ACT awful.
Yeah, it was awful. But the last 2 sessions, we now have 3 badges. We're on our way to do Rock Tunnel, and then we'll get our 4th badge.
I like that.
Yeah, so I'm clawing my way back. I mean, there's no way I'm going to win unless Zach wipes out, which, like, the Elite Four is the hardest bit of the game. So that's possible. but I'm not holding out for it. If he wins, he wins, I'm sure. And Dav is due to wipe any minute. Yeah. Zach is the more cautious of the two. He grinds and grinds.
I asked him the other day, and he was like, "I grinded for about 4 hours. Like the whole stream, I was just grinding." I was like, well, "Okay, fair enough. That's."
He only got up like 9 levels.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, like he is grinding his way through it all. But I like to throw caution to the wind a little bit more, which explains why I'm on run 12 and he's on run 1.
I love that. Damn, I actually love that. It's amazing. So, screw it. May as well.
I'm like, yeah, I've got this.
Yeah, got it. Anything else to add to your Pokemon adventures? Or should we do just some of the questions for the quiz?
Yeah, go on. Throw it through it.
Cool.
Over-leveled?
Question mark? Lol. Right. So anyone in the chat, join in. We're just gonna do a little quiz. We're not gonna do the full thing. We'll maybe do like three or four questions. But Dap, are you ready?
Well, yeah, I don't need to type it in, do I? Just say what I think it is.
No, you can just say what I think it is. Yeah, just don't look at the chat, I guess. Don't look at the chat. Let me see. So there we go. Liko's playing again. Great.
All right, covering up chat now. Well, I can see 2 of myself now.
All right. Okay, here's a good one. Which Resident Evil game is the best-selling in the series? Is it 4, 5, 6, or 7?
Oh, that's interesting.
Which Resident Evil game is the best-selling in the series?
You see, now I want to say... I'm going to say 7. I'm just going to say 7, and I'll explain my reasoning if I'm wrong afterwards.
Okay. Do you guys... Oh, we got Aplatison as well. He's here as well. Hey, Quinn, how are you doing?
Hey, QC.
That's great. The answer, and this is shocking, is 5.
Yes. Okay. So I thought it was either 5 or 7.
Do you think it was 5 because of how good 4 was? Do you think
exactly? Yeah. But I'd heard stories about 7 like selling like super well, and I thought, oh, well, maybe it is just 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 5 makes sense because of how well 4 did.
Yeah.
It's like the Assassin's Creed thing, isn't it?
Yeah. 13 million, which is really not that much. You'd think it'd be more, but it's only 13 million. All right. Question number 2. So Apatez actually got that. Well done. Liko rubbish. How many Koopalings are there? 6, 7, or 8? How many Koopalings are there? So Dav's going with 8. What are you going with in chat? How many Koopalings? So Koopalings are like, they're not... So just to help, it's not Bowser's... it's not Bowser Jr. That is not... Bowser Jr. does not count as a Koopaling, but it's all those...
Like Larry. And that lot.
Yeah, that lot. Larry. Yeah.
Larry!
Well, that's the title of the podcast now. Larry! Liko's like, the hell are they? ACP's going with 6. ACP's playing as well. ACP. Put you down. We've got loads of people. This is the most people playing. This is great. What were the options? 6, 7, or 8? I'm an uncultured swine.
Liko's gone with 8 as well.
Okay. So who's gone with great. So we got a couple of 6s, couple of 7, 1 7, and an 8. Dav, what did you say?
8.
The answer is 7.
Ooh.
Which means Apatez has got 2 right. Quentin.
Wow.
So do you want me to name them for you?
No.
Okay, great. Let's move on.
Name your favourite one.
Okay, Larry. You got Larry.
All right.
You got Larry. But I'm just going to quickly read them out. So it's Larry, Morton, Wendy, Iggy, Roy, Lemmy, and Ludwig. And apparently they're all named after singers. Well, most of them are. Iggy, Lemmy, and Ludwig. Yeah, crazy. Okay, question number 3. Don't quote me on it. This is a quote, and it's going to be from a game. I'll give you 3 options, and you just got to tell me what game it is.
All right.
Okay, here we go. We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I always fought for what I believed in.
Say that again.
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I always fought for what I believed in.
Oh, I'm going to say Gears of War. What are the options?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Call of Duty Black Ops, or Metal Gear Solid.
Oh. Ooh. Black Ops. I feel I can hear that.
So, if anyone... So we got... yeah, it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Call of Duty Black Ops, or Metal Gear Solid. Okay. Was I have played ACP? I have played none of them. Apple test one here again. We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I always fought for what I believed in. And it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Call of Duty Black Ops, or Metal Gear Solid.
See, I think it's Black Ops because he's talking in the past tense, and Black Ops is all flashbacks.
I really enjoyed Black Ops.
I really enjoyed Black Ops.
It was one of the last Call of Duty games I really, really enjoyed as well. I mean,
I loved realizing you can get out the chair.
Oh yeah.
And then you can go to that little computer and you can play like what's the game called? Like Zorg, something like that.
Yeah, I remember breaking out of the chair. But the answer was Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
Which means I think that was Keeping It Awkward and Lico get a point there.
Wow.
So I'll do 2 more questions. We'll take it up to 5. We'll take it. And we'll end up. Okay, great. We'll end up on a Play That Kazoo as well, which is great.
Nice.
How many games are in the Rayman series? And I'm talking about the main titles, okay? Main titled Rayman games, okay? One. Just giving you. I just gotta count them again. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. How many games are in the main title series for Rayman?
Oh, just shout a number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I can give you options if you want.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Just the main title, so none of the spin-offs.
Yeah, see, now the only thing is, there's one, I can think of a subtitle for one, but I can't tell if it's attached to one of the numbered ones, and I think it is.
Shall I give you options? Shall I give everyone options?
I'm just going to go with 5.
Okay.
I think there might be like 100, but I'm going to go with 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the words Hoodlum Havoc. And I'm pretty sure that's the tag to 3. But if it's a separate one, I'm going to be really upset.
Okay. The answer is 5. Well done, Dan.
Yes!
That's just 5. So it's Rayman 2, The Great
2,
Escape, Rayman
3,
3,
Hoodlum Havoc,
yep. Rayman Origins,
and Legends.
Rayman Legends. That's 5.
Yes!
This is really close, by the way. Everyone's doing really good. We got... Shall I, because this is the last question. So, Keeping It Awkward is on 2. Lico's on 1, I believe. DG is on 1.
That's me.
Quentin's on 2, and ACP is on 1.
Oof.
I tried to leave Johnny's lips when he was counting. Yeah, it's because I forgot to put the number down, so I was like... Yeah, messed up there. Right, this is the last question, okay? This is going to be Play That Kazoo. Where's my kazoo? Oh, I actually can't find my kazoo. Right, let's not do Play That Kazoo. Let's do a different one. Here's
Spin the wheel.
No, I got a good one. Here's a good one.
Okay.
Here's a good one. This
Right.
is actually a really funny one as well. Okay, the discs for FIFA 2001 in the UK were quite peculiar. Is it because A, they had a mirror on the front to show that the game was about you becoming a football champion? Is it B, they had a material on the top that felt like a ball on the top of the disc? They had a little, say they put some material on the top that felt like a ball? Or is it C, you could scratch the disc to smell the pitch?
Wow.
It's one of those 3.
I mean, I had that. FIFA Football 2001 with Thierry Henry on the front cover.
Is it? Yeah. So, the discs for FIFA 2001 in the UK were quite peculiar. Is it because there was a mirror on it, the discs felt like a football, or because you could scratch the disc to smell the pitch?
I'm going to say...
So is it A, B, or C? So A is mirror, B is a ball, and 3 is smells like a pitch.
God, this place smells like a pitch. I'm going to say...
So we've got a couple of answers here.
C.
The answer, and we've got a winner. The answer is C. You could scratch the disc to smell the pitch, which means, ladies and gentlemen, Quentin Aplatus is our winner of the quiz. Well done.
No, boo.
Somewhere, Zach is going to be like, yes.
Present.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the answer. I actually, when I saw that earlier, I was like, what the hell? Are you serious? That is the answer.
That's great.
Well done. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to put you down as one of the champions on the end. That is the end of podcast number 52. Dav, thanks so much, man. It's been a lot of fun today. It's been a lot of fun.
It
has. Thank you very much for listening and watching today. If you enjoyed the show, then please follow us on Twitter, and Facebook, and YouTube, and all those places. Please tell your friends and give us a review. Or a comment, because it really would mean the world to us. And if you want to support us, then please go and check out our Patreon page, Video Games Ahoy, which you can pay £1, £5, and £10. We are actually behind on a Hall of Fame. Dav Weeks is away at the moment.
He's a busy boy.
We just gotta wait for him to come back before we can do that. So maybe we'll do back-to-back episodes. That could be a good show. Back-to-back Hall of Fame.
Back to front.
So yeah, make sure you check those out, because they're a lot of fun. I actually think, Dav, I think you've said this before. Sometimes they're less chaotic than the podcasts, and they're really fun. They're really enjoyable. And I just like the fact that people say really nice things about games they love. That's one of my favorite things about them.
Yeah.
We're also proud to say that we're affiliated with Green Man Gaming, so if you do have any gaming needs, then check out the link in the description. Maybe it's time for a Patreon command. Oh yeah, maybe it is time for Patreon command. We need to add that. But yeah, check out Green Man Gaming as well. There'll be a link in the description and information as well. And we're all streaming at the moment. Well, I say we, I'm not. Dav Weeks is not, I imagine. Zach might be. We'll have to see how Zach goes. But Dav certainly is over on DavEG, so keep an eye out from there. And like I said earlier, if you want to join our Discord, then hit the link in the description. Otherwise, that's it. We are Video Games Ahoy, and we'll see you soon.
Tatty, bye!